Okay, this is not good, and I have a really hot take on this, and I don't know if people are gonna like it. I'm certain that people will not like it.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, so we're looking at a tweet from NBA University, and this is just not good. This is not good whatsoever. Now, before we talk about that, if you guys want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description. I really do appreciate all the love. All right, so we're gonna dive straight into this. So NBA University posted this. This is the worst effective field goal percentage on unguarded jump shots. Now, before we talk about this list, first, let's go ahead and talk about what effective field goal percentage actually is. So this is the definition. I always saw it, me personally, I always saw it as very close to true shooting percentage. But it tells us a little bit of the nuances here. So final advanced analytic tool that might be the most popular one in the effective field goal percentage is the effective field goal percentage. This one highlights the biggest trend in modern basketball, shooting threes. Since three is worth more than two, the equation gives threes made half more worth to determine exactly how efficient a player was. With this tool, players that bring more points from outside the arc and shoot at a high percentage from threes are highlighted. However, this tool doesn't discriminate non-shooters, but simply describes how effective the player is in shooting. Great teams usually have the best effective field goal percentage, as they are the most efficient ones. Like the true shooting percentage, the differences are very small. A good EFG is usually over 50%, but it depends on the level of basketball being played. Okay, so do you see what I see? These are the worst EFGs on unguarded jump shots, okay, in the NBA. Yeah, Trey Jones. Now, let me go ahead and get all the positives out the way before we talk about it, all right? Let me just say this, okay? I feel like I need to. Trey Jones is a really good leader. I think he's a good teammate. I think he's a true Spur. I think he's a class act on and off the court. And I think that he brings his teammates together. But with that being said, he is a traditional point guard. And to be completely honest, I don't necessarily think we need that. I don't think any team in the NBA needs a traditional point guard. If you look around the league, there's even teams where traditional point guards are starting to kind of fade away. Now, with that being said, Trey Jones could definitely be like off the bench, right, in the future. I do not mind that whatsoever, but I'm not going to act like this is not an issue. The fact that at his position, you can't be shooting this poorly on unguarded jump shots. And I know that we talked about how he's improved so much, but honestly, guys, I don't think he's improved that much. I think that he's just shot way more threes. I don't necessarily think he's improved. Now, I know that this is a jump from nearly 20% to 28%, but at his position, that's where you want him to shoot. And I know that some people might look at Jeremy Sohan. Actually, we're going to bring up Jeremy Sohan because some people might look at Jeremy Sohan and be like, well, Jeremy Sohan, what about him? Like his stuff isn't that great, but it's his position. He's a big man, and he's improved quite a bit. You look at college until now, but he's shooting 25% for the season. And that's nearly 3% less than our point guard. That's not going to work. That's just not going to work. And not only that, as a season as a whole, as I've been watching Trey Jones, it hasn't really felt like he's gotten like better over the season. But Jeremy Sohan definitely, ever since going to the one-handed free throws and trying to improve his shooting stroke, he's definitely gotten much better. Okay. Even the last 3 games, you can see 2 for 2, 2 for 2, 2 for 3. At his position, that is huge for him to be able to knock down those threes, because that would make him merely unguardable. He would be really hard to guard. But with that being said, I just wanted to say this. We don't necessarily need a traditional point guard. And with this type of shooting from our point, I don't think that this is going to hold up as far as when we have a starting lineup. In today's NBA, you can do so many different things. A lot of teams want their best player oftentimes taking the ball down the court, so they're an immediate threat once they pass half court line. It's a lot more heliocentric players in the NBA, and I wouldn't be surprised if in the future the Spurs just, and there's already been reports on this, that the Spurs would just move Jeremy Sohan to point. I mean, we've already seen quite a bit of this season with him running point, and he's done a fine job. But this is just not great. And I know that I get a lot of heat, all right, a lot of hate because how I talk about Trey Jones, because I don't get really excited. I'll talk about how he's a great leader, how he passed the ball well, and he makes the right cuts. He's a smart player. But I never watch Trey Jones and I sit back and say, oh yeah, this is the future. I just don't see it. He's kind of more in the scope of Corey Joseph, if you ask me, and that's not necessarily a long-term thing, you know. And this isn't a video just to, you know, say how bad he is or anything. It's just a matter of letting you guys know, or just having this discussion about traditional point guards, because I don't think the Spurs necessarily need one. When DeJounte Murray left, right? When we went ahead and traded DeJounte Murray, there were so many people upset about DeJounte Murray gone. Shoot, even Derek White, you know, when Derek White left, you know, I was upset, but I got over it pretty quick because of what we got for it, right? Got for that trade. But DeJounte Murray, people were so upset. But if you watch DeJounte Murray, as far as him as a point, I won't say that he's a necessarily traditional point guard, but it wasn't anything there where I'm like, oh yeah, he's just going to destroy you when he gets down the court. Not necessarily. He's an average 3-point threat. It just wasn't there. And Trey Jones is just a terrible 3-point threat. He's not a threat at all. But this is just not good. We went over this before in a different graph, but this puts it even more in context. But anyways, if you guys are curious about the other names on it, you can see here, number 1 is Watanabe. You can see number 2, Damian Lee. KCP is 3. Let's see, any that you guys care. I don't know if any of these you care about. Let's see, Reggie Jackson. That's funny. He said, I'm shocked. He must suck so badly on contested shots. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this, see how you felt about it. But overall, man, this is not great. I mean, we're looking at a percentage worse than Westbrook, and we talk so much trash about Westbrook. I don't really, not really, but a lot of people do. Oh, and one thing, and I'll say this and get out of here. Russell Westbrook, a lot of people that are wondering, like, if the Spurs get Russell Westbrook, what are you guys talking about? We want Russell Westbrook. Oh, we can't use Russell Westbrook. Oh, who cares about If the Spurs got Russell Westbrook, I don't think he'll play. Okay, if they got Russell Westbrook, that's a cut. I don't think the Spurs take on Russell Westbrook and start playing him. I don't think that'll be the case. They would just pay him, but they wouldn't play him. So just throwing that part out there. But yeah, just not great, man. Just not great. I don't know. It doesn't get me that excited for the future. Can he be a background? Sure, but he's more of like a Corey Joseph to me. Actually, funny enough, hold on. This is real time. Let's see if I can find it. I felt so validated with this because I've been calling him Corey Joseph for the longest. Can I find it? All right, this is Popovich on. Let's see if we can find it. Oh crap! I didn't mean to do that. Sorry guys, hold on. Let's do control find. What the? Are we gonna do it? Control find. All right, screw it. You don't care what I'm saying. All right. Trey Jones just gives me everything on both ends. He's driving to the hole. He's trying to make passes. He's playing D. He reminds me a lot of Corey Joseph in that way. There you go. So yeah, Popovich said it, so it's official. But I've always compared him to Corey Joseph, and yeah, I just don't necessarily think that that's anything to get super excited about. But hey, we'll see. I'll give it to you guys later, man. You want to support the channel as always, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description. Thank you guys so much for the support. This one's actually doing really well. I'm glad you guys like it. But anyways, if you guys want to support the channel, link in the description. I'll give it to you later. Till next time. Bye.